Hey everybody, it's your girl Lonnie Love for another Lonnie's Take. This time I want to talk about something that I have a lot of experience in. It's been over 20 years I've been in this business, and it's red carpets. And what a lot of people don't know, that there are different types of red carpets. Yes, we know the glamorous ones, but there are a whole bunch of different ones. So we'll go through those today. First of all, the first red carpet is recorded to have been started in before baby Christ, the Greeks. First, when the kings would come back from battle, they would put crimson out in their pathway, and that was a sign of honor and respect. And back then, because dye was so expensive, only the wealthy would be able to afford to do it. So the red carpet has become known as something of honor and glamour and wealth. There are three types of red carpets, like I said. The first one is the one I really, really love to do, and that is charity and fundraiser red carpets. I like that because they're usually informal, some are formal, but it's fun. And the purpose is to bring awareness to that particular charity or that event. I love doing the children's red carpet. For the children's red carpet, it's very informal. I usually wear like a funny color wig or something because kids are going to be there. And so those are always fun. And then we have other types of fundraiser events. One that I'm really close to is Project Angel Food. I love doing events for them, and they usually have a red carpet. And it's very important for them to have that red carpet and have the photographers there, because this helps them with the fundraiser. It shows people that they're progressing and they're doing so many different things. So it's always important. I also like doing the cancer research red carpet, which is really not a red carpet, it's a pink carpet. And if you notice, for the Project Angel Food, they usually do a blue carpet that matches their logos. And the same thing happens with cancer research. They usually have a really huge fundraiser. A lot of stars are usually there. So it's always nice to lend your support to that type of event and to all the other events. I do know that sometimes, on red carpets, I run into celebrities. For the Dodger Foundation, the Dodgers out here, they have a wonderful foundation that goes back to the communities in Los Angeles and raises a lot of funds. So they have this huge concert. And one year, Usher was the headliner for that. So it was fun to be on the carpet with him. We wear the Dodger blue. And that's what I mean by those type of events, that those carpets are usually fun and it's for a good and worthy cause. Now, the second type of carpet is usually a carpet for a movie premiere or an event or a television show. Now, a lot of times, if I'm hosting something like the Makeup and Hair Awards, you have to get dressed up for that because it's makeup and hair. So you get professional makeup, professional hair, you get an outfit, and those are always fun to do as well. I remember when I did the carpet for First Wives, which starred Viola Davis. And I love going to those type of carpets that if I'm not in the show, I'm showing this actor that I'm supporting them. And that's the reason why I go. I want to support their project. I want to support them. And so I tend to go to a lot of carpets that maybe I'm not in the project, but I want to show that I support them. And even though I remember for the First Wives, that was a fun carpet. I ran into Tia. I was able to say hi to Viola and her husband. And it was a really great, beautiful carpet. And that's the thing with a lot of the TV carpets, they're fun. So I went to a red carpet for a Netflix show called The Hawk, which stars Will Ferrell and my friend Fortune Feimster. And that was really fun. They had this huge carpet. They had the audience where you walk down and you say hi to them. So it provides great pictures. You don't have to get dressed up. You wear something colorful on the red carpet because you want the photographers to pick up your pictures and take your pictures, and you want the magazines and media to pick up your pictures. And so you try to wear something colorful and bright and whatever it is. I can remember my very first red carpet. Are y'all ready for this? Of course, it was soul playing. Lord, I didn't know what lashes was. I didn't know. I had that Detroit haircut. Ooh, that Detroit, what was it? The Detroit cafe worker haircut. Yes. That, but you couldn't tell us nothing on that carpet. That was what, 2000, I think 6, 2007. And we were so proud of that movie. That movie made $12 at the box office. But it was fun though. So that was my very first carpet. And I can remember I didn't know, the glamour, the glitz. It was just to me an event and I just went to it. And so I had to learn about, the whole process of red carpets. And I'm glad that I did because, eventually you want to go to different carpets and you want to present yourself in a certain type of way. One carpet that I love to do every year is the Essence Women in Black Hollywood carpet. That carpet is always great. You always it's a meeting place because you're going to see people that you haven't seen throughout the year. And this year it was a great carpet. But throughout the years, I always tend to go. I wear different types of, depending on how I'm feeling, different types of themes, like maybe an African theme. Sometimes I go with, I try to be glamorous. I put out a little thigh one year, just a little bit. And this year, I was able to meet Zendaya. And when I tell y'all, Zendaya is sweet as pie. She is the sweetest person. So I was excited to actually meet her and conjugate with her. Another red carpet that's a media event, Image Awards. At the time, the Ladies of the Real were hosting the creatives. And so that was a massive red carpet. It's a great red carpet for people of color. We get to celebrate our own. And so it's always a glamorous and fun time. Also, the Emmy red carpet for the daytime Emmys, it's glamorous as well. So what I don't like about most of the time the Emmy red carpet is that is outside. I hate outside lighting. I like inside lighting. I like when it's indoors because at least there's a little more light and but good photographers help you with all of that as well. So we went through the charity events, we went through TV and media. Oh, another one that was a movie of mine was Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. That was a fun carpet as well. And that was early on. So as you could tell, I was just wearing anything, but it was a type, depending on the movie, is how you kind of dress. So Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 is a comedy starring Kevin James. I was one of the officers, and it was just a great, fun event. And we were able to take a picture all together. I love that type of thing. Also, I did a show called The Gordita Chronicles. And that was a beautiful pink, fun carpet. My girl Eva Longoria directed and produce that actual show. So that was fun to join that cast and be a part of that. So I love when I'm part of a cast, but like I said, I like supporting other things. But the top are the awards carpets. Those are all out glam. Professional hair, professional makeup. You get an outfit, you try to get one from a designer. And what happens is that your stylist reaches out to the designer. They decide if they want to support you and if they have something a look that they want you to actually wear. And in turn, you give them credit for it. And I really want to give a shout out to my girl, Joan Rivers, rest in peace. She kind of started that where stars actually gave credit to the stylist with her question of who are you wearing, and that really gave it a reason for us to be on the carpet and a reason for designers to want to loan out because some of these outfits, these gowns, they're expensive, very, very expensive, and you're only going to wear it one time. So to loan it and give it back, it really is a great payoff. I remember doing my Emmys red carpet where I had to interview people. And that was anytime I do red carpet for Emmys, I want to be comfortable, but I want to be glamorous. And I find different ways of doing it. The top where I was just amazed that I was even able to ever get on that carpet was the Oscars red carpet. I've done it twice. The very first time I did the Oscars red carpet, the gown that I had on, I loved it. It was heavy, but it was beautiful. embroidering. It was long. It had a little slight train, and it was just gorgeous. I was able to take really great photographs in it. And then the second time I did the Oscar, I was able to find gowns that fit my size, that gave me a beautiful look, and I was very proud of it. And I was just honored to be part of the Oscars red carpet. The thing about the Oscars red carpet is that you never know if you're going to get picked up. I was picked up in Brazil along with a picture of Jamie Lee Curtis. So I was like, oh my goodness, we did something. They were looking for something. So it's always exciting to get some type of pickup. And another major carpet that I never thought I would be on, but I was very happy, was the Grammys red carpet. And, I just love music. I love supporting all of my musicians. And to be able to do the Grammys red carpet, it was just exciting. The thing about the Grammys red carpet is that it could be formal. You could dress it however you want. Of course, I'm like, I want to dress formally because these are going to go all over the world. And it's always exciting. And to be able to interview people on the carpet, people often ask, what's going on in your head. You have to prepare. It takes you months to prepare. You have to know the material, know the people. You hope that you're going to get certain people. And if you do get that person, you have a question for them. If not, you should be familiar with the subject so that you can ask them the appropriate questions. I remember doing the Golden Globes red carpet. And that carpet is just great because it's television. I love television, so I know a lot about it. And I remember interviewing Jean Smart, and I did it twice in a row. And so the first year was the first time she was nominated for Hacks. And you never say good luck. You just say have a good time, or, enjoy yourself. And I think I said good luck. And I said, I'm going to take that back. I take it back. And she ended up winning, and she has won ever since. So I think I had something to do with that. But this is a take on red carpets. They're fun. They could be put to good use. They're a necessary marketing tool for, any type of project. And you can even have your own red carpet. I had mine for my birthday. I think it was my 40th or 45th birthday. I did my own red carpet. I did it for a charity, Dress for Success. And it was awesome to have so many of my friends come out and support me. So, you can always have your own red carpet. Do it, okay? So this is Loni's take on red carpets. I hope you enjoyed it.